I drove all the way down from San Francisco to be here with you guys this evening. Are you all familiar with that old Tony Bennett song, I Left My Heart in San Francisco? I've never understood that song. Because the first thing you learn about that city is you don't leave anything in San Francisco. Tony Bennett's heart isn't a chop shop in Hayward right now, folks. That's what I'm trying to say. I love the Bay Area's connection to music, though. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys heard this news that Oakland finally has a street named after E40 now. Isn't that cool? I'm not going to lie, though, that did throw me for a loop, because honestly, this whole time, I did think that E40 was named after a street in Oakland. I thought that was East 40th Street all day. I'm sorry. My bad. It was just Father's Day. We have any other parents here in the room? No? Yeah? No one wants to hear anyone talk about their kids. I get it. Okay, a couple of us. Yeah, it was a big Father's Day for me. It was also my son's birthday the next day, which was very fun. Big birthday for him. I finally got him his first laptop. Picked it up from the farmer's market. They're selling laptops at the farmer's market now. No, unfortunately, I was caught shoplifting that laptop. Those Apple stores, man. They had an eyewitness. I'm not a monster, folks. I know I still had to get my son a computer. And I remembered that what he said he cared about more than anything at the end of the day was sound quality. So I went out and bought him a Dell. Don't worry, folks. He was disappointed too. He was not happy about that. I don't like this. It's PC. So I put a Make America Great Again sticker on it. Not PC anymore. They won't even let him take it to school. Speaking of being PC, folks, just before coming out here, I was playing video games with my son. Do we have any gamers here? Anyone like games? Okay, so call me out on this if I'm lying about this. We were playing this game called Night Squad, and it was just me and him playing against bots. And the bot difficulty settings in Night Squad are hard, medium, easy, or disabled. What happened to very easy? I don't think you can say that. I don't think we're allowed to say that. Imagine you got that Post-it note on your desk. You're just like, what? You're trying to put Templars in wheelchairs in this game? I don't want to code that. I'm not coding that. Who are my tech workers at? Is anyone here work in tech? I get it. No one wants to admit that they work in tech. Actually, the last comment, he and I worked together. You didn't hear him mutter at all anything about tech, because audiences don't like that. They're like, oh, you work in tech and you're a comedian. That sounds cushy. Folks, it's definitely more of a sativa. All right, Santa Cruz, you guys are fun. This is fun. I'm running out of my clean material, though. This is going to be short now. The hardest part about my job, though, is I work with all these software engineers. They think they're so smart. They just go off and they give each other legal advice. I'm an attorney by trade. And they're just like, I'm anal. I'm not a lawyer, but I think you should do this. And I've got to come along and be like, hey, bro, I anal too, and I am a lawyer. Please disregard what this guy said. I mean, I get that you're a back-end developer, but what's with all these software developers and being butt guys? Is it just me, or is that played out? Right? Doesn't it seem like every guy's a butt guy these days? Right? More of a foot guy myself? Anyone else? A couple of us? Folks, airports are heaven on earth if you have a foot fetish. You guys are great. Normally I have to explain that joke, but you got it. You're there with me. You're a hip crowd. This is fun. This is fun. Do you folks ever wonder if maybe people out there can hear you masturbating in the shower? As the parent of a teenager, I can assure you the answer is yes. We can absolutely hear you. The water doesn't help at all. You think it's going to conceal the sound, it just makes it echo. What sound? Yeah. Well, what I'm saying, folks, is we need to figure out a more environmentally friendly way to navigate this, right? Do we care about the environment, Santa Cruz? Hell yeah, I would hope so. Thank you. I love that about Northern California. You'd think that all of California would be with us on the environment thing, but they're not. I had a friend visiting me from LA recently. I was like, hey, what do you want to do? We can walk up Coit Tower. I can show you around Golden Gate Park. We can go across the bridge. She said, you know what? Let's just get in your car and see where the open road takes us. Folks, in my head, that's the same thing as saying, let's just turn on the stove while we figure out what we want to do for dinner. All four ranges, why not? Let's burn this thing down. Leave the refrigerator open while we're at it. I don't get it. I was reading an article the other day about all the best things you can do to save the planet. Do you know what the number one thing is that you can do for the environment, folks? Die. Close, close. Best thing you can do for the planet is to have one less child. Of course, the article doesn't clarify how you're supposed to dispose of it. I'm assuming they're compostable. I am glad that I only have one kid, because that means that I can say on Bumble that I don't have kids. It's a math joke? No. A little heady. It's crazy to think of how old these dating apps are now. Because imagine, these things have been like the way people meet each other for the last 15 years. There's a guy right now sitting his kid down being like, yo, I remember when I first laid eyes on your mom. I was sitting on the toilet, swiping on my phone. I'm a fan. I remember when it was just Tinder, folks. I actually found my son's mom on Tinder. That's how I got custody. You guys are fun. She does not like that joke. He likes that joke, though. He's got a good sense of humor. Though I am going to give you guys a little bit of a tip. I did actually find the love of my life on Tinder. And don't waste a super like, guys. Doesn't work. Believe it or not, women are not impressed that you paid an extra $2 to cut to the front of the line. They'd much rather you buy them a drink. No, instead what I did is I just left the app open and I drove around the Bay Area using the distance indicator to triangulate her location. I just got it down like a 2-block radius and walked around with my phone out. Like, oh, is this you? I guess our stars are aligned. The ads were right. But folks, I didn't know what to say to her at first. All I knew about her was that she was a beautiful Latina and a Democrat. So I was like, all right, Dashiell, you've got this one. I'm like, hi, my name's Dash Renault. My preferred pronouns are he, him, his. Yep, that was her reaction too. She said, thanks, bro, I know how to conjugate he. Folks, it makes me glad I didn't try to flex my Spanish. Because I was going to be like, hola, yo me llamo Dash. Mis pronombres preferidos son él, ella, se, su, sus, suyo, suyos, suya, suyas. California education system failed all of you. This is Mexico, folks. You should speak Spanish well enough to pick that up. Anyways, yeah, she wasn't impressed either. It's a lot to keep up with, folks. We didn't have all of these pronouns and genders just a few years ago. I mean, I'm progressive, folks. I don't know if you can tell that from this whole, this whole trend, but like back in the 90s, you couldn't exactly refer to someone as gender fluid. In the 90s, gender fluid meant semen. Those are fighting words. Though I think it's wonderful. I mean, it's wonderful progress, right? I don't know if you guys saw the news. The Washington Post reported we now have 5 million transgender and non-binary adults here in the United States. Hell yeah, Santa Cruz. For those who aren't clapping, I get it. I mean, they didn't clarify how many are the hot kind. It's okay, folks. They're putting up good numbers. I've seen it up there on the internet. Anyone else? Seen the online porn, the trans porn? I can't be the only one. Come on, folks. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It does make me a little uncomfortable to be like, ooh, Dash. If you're titillated by the trans porn, does that make you some kind of Republican? All right, you guys are an educated crowd. I love what the UC system has done for this town. This is wonderful. I've never understood online porn's business model, though. Because they're like, we're going to let you watch 2 minutes for free. But if you want to watch more, you're going to have to pay money. Folks, if you've watched 2 minutes of porn and you need to watch more porn, you're looking at the wrong porn. It's not how it works. It's supposed to be more efficient than that. Some states ban porn. You know, Texas has, you're not allowed to do porn in Texas. That's wild. It's crazy Texas is just getting their way with how this whole country is run. I'm sure it's not news to anyone here at the Brewing Company that back last time Trump was in office that they got Roe v. Wade overturned. What a wake-up call. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I always thought Roe v. Wade was just an Oregon Trail thing. You've reached the Blue River. Do you want to row or do you want to wade? Oh, you pitched row? Overturned. You lost a child. Now, speaking of my girlfriend, no, she hates that joke. I mentioned that she's a Latina Democrat, and I hate how Democrats get a bad rep for not having a good sense of humor. Am I right about that? It was like, oh, comedy's legal now again, you know? Democrats have a great sense of humor. She's always buying me funny t-shirts and shit. And the other day I was walking down the street up in San Francisco, and I saw this guy coming down the street towards me, and he was wearing a t-shirt that says, "Chill out, bro, I'm legal." And I thought, I absolutely have to buy this t-shirt for Jessica as soon as she turns 18. Okay, some of you want me to clarify that my girlfriend's not 17. Calm down, folks. What do I look like, Jerry Seinfeld? I'm not nearly that good at this. No, besides, folks, all I said is that, you know, she's yet to turn 18. I mean, for all I know, she could be 15. I mean, I'm not going to ask my imaginary Latina girlfriend for proof of identification, folks. She's going to think I'm trying to get her deported. You know, you guys are fun. Not all women are comfortable with jokes about math. You've been fucking awesome. My name's Dasherno. Thank you so much. Let's hear it for our host.